Hello, everyone, from the Lone Elm Sports Complex here in Olathe, Kansas. This is the 2023 USAFL Super Regionals, the East and the Central regions combined for the biggest tournament outside of nationals in USAFL history. My name is Brian Barish. Great to have you along. And joining me in the commentary position, the head coach of the USA Revolution, Tom Ellis. Tom, good morning. How you feeling?
Feel good. It's good to be back in Kansas City.
First game of the day. Here it is out of Division II. This will be the one of two games we'll have for you. We'll have the Division II Grand Final a little bit later on, and we'll tell you a little bit more about the format. It's the North Texas Devils against the DC Eagles. The Devils are in the green jumpers. They're heading from left to right on your screen of choice, and they are headed towards the eastern end as the Devils get the ball in the middle of the ground, just getting it away, but a good smother in there. In there was Jacob Ulner for DC, and we have a whistle, and it'll be a free kick going the way of the Eagles. A little chip kick. Rather, they're going to reset the free kick here. Talk about these two teams, Tommy. They both have some good American talent augmented by Aussie talent.
I like what Dallas or Texas has done with the recruiting. They've done a really good job to build that team from scratch, and they're starting to pick up some good Americans. And then DC's got some really good players. Jake Ulner, he's out of Golden Gate. It's good to see him, move over and play with somebody else.
Ball goes to ground. That may have been tackling without the football there as Maurice Howell got his hands on the opponent. Ball goes out of bounds. We should mention a number of players from the Nashville Kangaroos playing on this DC side. Mo Howell being one of them. I know he's been on your radar. Talk about what he brings to this DC side.
Just a lot of raw athletic ability. So, we got to see these guys develop as we keep going.
Derek Shotwell, D-Shot from the Cincinnati Dockers is also on this team as well. Ball comes spinning into play 3 meters around from the DC target as there's a shot for a goal. He was taken down after his troubles, and let's see what the call is here. It looks like it has gone through for a behind, and just getting up gingerly. And just checking the number as he comes around there, that was Paul Lashier. Played for Baltimore at one time. I think he played for somebody else as well. But there is the first score of the game on the Watch AFL scoreboard. It's DC 1, North Texas nothing. Yeah, the wind, and we should mention the weather is going to become a factor in a couple of hours. There seems to be a pretty large system heading our way, and it's going to be very interesting. It's supposed to get up to 95 degrees as well once that storm passes. Ball goes to ground here as picking that one up was the Devils trying to get that back out of their halfback line. Picking that one up was Brett Stewart for Texas, but just tripping there was Ulner again as he gets another possession and the ball tumbles out of bounds. Kind of a nervy start here. These early games are very, very tenuous. You're still shaking the cobwebs out, and it's also very early.
Yeah, everybody's traveling from like yesterday to get into town. These are always just get your legs shaking.
And it's going to affect some of these games. A number of players are either going to miss the first game or in some cases not be able to attend because of the storms on the East Coast. Good centering ball. It's picked out in front and sending that one all the way back for Shotwell. Shotwell sends that one up to the top of the goal square. It goes through everybody's hands. Two Devils back there to get it. Edmonds is back there for Texas and able to get for North Texas and able to pitchfork that one up on the far side. And here come the Devils back in the other way. Stabby kick up the right wing, and it is marked, and that ends that. I believe that was Lashier who took the mark on the far wing.
Yeah, it was some nice play out of the back. I think I would have liked to see a better disposal at the end. That was really nice play from the back.
Cody McLean, another Kangaroo, sends that one in, looking for Sammy Laskowski. I know he told me how to pronounce his name, and I haven't double-checked it before we started, so we'll check on that, Sammy. My apologies. And the ball is turned over. DC doing a good job of sealing the play in, looking for Howe, comes across. Howe goes in, and also might have gotten away. No, it is going to be called a high tackle as Howe got a little bit too high. And it's going to be a 25-meter penalty. So you have to give the ball back straight away when that is called. Otherwise, the team that got the free kick will get the move. And he's looking to play on quickly. The number 4 there, who we don't have his name for, a little do-si-do action. Handball up over the top. Again, looking for the quick handballs and a quick shot on goal. It goes across the face. And umpire Dan Estes points out one finger, and that levels the score. So on the Watch AFL scoreboard, it's DC 1, North Texas 1.
You can tell that's how like that last year.
No.
And they just played on. That was smart play. The guy in the middle, number 4. It was awesome to see that.
North Texas formed in 2020. They're one of 2 clubs, and we should say the Dallas Dingoes. Unfortunately, they've been struggling with numbers. That might have been some effect to the growth of the Devils, which, you know, it is what it is. But the Devils have won 1 game at Nationals. This is their first appearance in a regional tournament. They were at the Summer Series event in 2021. They lost both games. But here come the Eagles back in the other direction up on that far side. And a little bootleg around. Again, another pitchfork ball over the top. Finds Chapman. Chapman gets tackled, lost the footy. And then just trying to panel that one up on the far side. Picked up a little, again, that's McLean. He's racking up the possessions. Shotwell has to go back to go forward. Finds Owner. Owner with a straight kick that was smothered. That didn't go far at all. And that will be picked up back the other way. Again for Shotwell. Couldn't find the footy. Digging after that again is Tom Matthew, who also on Tom Ellis's radar for the Revolution. We'll talk about him in a moment. Sliding in was Sobel. And stacks on the mill, throw a blanket over about half a dozen players. Tom Matthew began with Columbus, played a season for Tampa, and has really done well. Very quietly, he's a very, not going to say underrated, but he flies under the radar, and I know he's been a big help on at the Revo level.
Yeah, on the development side, he's been one of the better players. Just really quiet, but he gets a lot of ball.
Howell has the footy, handballs it into the middle. Little chip kick up to the near side, finding Shotwell, who takes it in front of the late arriving Devil. Shotwell will go back, has Howell short if he wants him, chips that one in, a good lead and a great mark taken by Ibbs. Ibbs will go back. He's 2 kicks from goal. He's directing traffic, will walk back. Strides in, sends this one on the way. It's going to die in the square, fading right. Good spoil over the back there. Might have been shoved in the back, no call. There is, again, McLean, I think, digging after the footy. Picked that one up, tried to go over the shoulder, and it's going to be tackling without the footy. There was a lot of contact in there called, and North Texas will have a chance to clear. Good physical play so far, Tommy. Oh, nice mark over the top by Daniel Mason. Mason, American player, out to the middle of the ground, comes through and now bats around. Little handball back. Ball goes to ground as he was legged, and he knows how to use them. Gleason sends that one up, and it's picked off and back the other way. That was Saul Camarena, who also pretty good player for Nashville as well. Usually see him involved in the forward line, and they turn the ball over just as we say that. Here comes, a big tackle in there, and he should be gone, and he is. And here comes left-footed kick. The Eagles send that one inside 50, drop the footy. I don't know how that was called a handball, but it was a very clever handball. Unfortunately, it was wayward. And going after that one, Brett Stewart was watching the play, missed the footy. Shotwell has it, but almost turned over, goes in and out of the hands. Did he drop the pill? Yes, he did. No call. Sending that one is Ibbs. Ibbs, and nice mark. Did he pay it? I think he did, but it ended up going out on the full. He should have. It sounded like, I thought I heard a whistle. It sounded like he did pay the mark. It was very close to being 15 meters. I think he was right to play on, but unfortunately it crumbles into nothing, and it'll be a free kick. Still 1-1 on the Watch AFL scoreboard. Yeah. Drops in front of Mason. Mason picks out one up in front of Lashir. Goes through his wickets. Lashir stays with the footy. Oh, he's hammered by Mason. That's got to be a high tackle. No, it was a clean tackle. From here it looked high. And out to the near side they come. Nice sliding mark taken by James Duty. Duty also from Nashville. You can tell these Nashville guys, they just have the red and the blue on the shorts as opposed to the blue and the yellow. Of course, from here it all looks the same. And it's marked by Lashir. Lashir goes in up over the top, spoiled nicely, falls into the hands of Chapman. And they work it backwards, and now sending that one up forward, but this one's going to be intercepted. No, it isn't. Cursed James Duty there as it hits off his chest. And here come the Devils looking. Still 1-1 the score, picked up by Clark. Clark tried to go into the middle. Shotwell is in there to try and intercept it. The ball goes down. The ball is cryogenically frozen in there, just like Walt Disney's head, and we'll have a ball up right in center field. 1-1 on the Watch AFL scoreboard with Tom Ellis.
The Devils are playing really nice outlet passes that they're getting. But defensively in the back, they set up a nice structure that played very well.
And what's great is there's not much wind at the moment, and it's kind of equilibrated things as Chapman sends that one forward, skittles through, punched away nicely by the DC defenders, and out to the far side they go. Picking that one up is Tim Dignas. And Dignas, longtime veteran, played for Dallas Dingoes, has come across for the Devils, and as well, it looks like he's turned the ball over, however, but he's a good player, and I know he's been on the Revo radar as well.
That was the first time we've actually had the ball down here in a little while, so it was good to see Texas starting to move it a bit.
Yeah, it's DC has the territorial possession ever slightly, but North Texas starting to gain a little bit more confidence. And the ball goes out of bounds. So far this season, North Texas 3-3 on the regular season. DC, if I remember correctly, they split a couple weeks ago in Philadelphia, which would have made them, I think, 3-1. I wrote the preview. I should know this, but offhand, they did lose to New York last week. They got pummeled by New York in Philadelphia as part of that East Coast round robin. Picked up by the Devils, looking forward. Watched there by Person, I believe. I saw 4 and another number, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it's a boundary throw-in directly across from Tom Ellis and me, Brian Barish, and our cameraman Craig, who's done a fantastic job in bringing you the pictures here. Ball comes spinning in the play up on the far side. And that one is sent down the line, and it's going to be picked off over the top. Nice mark falling backwards. Just an extra style point or so there by Brent Edmonds.
I think it's good. Take a little bit of a breath there. Everybody get reset. You know, you just said that they were 3-3, and then by the time this weekend is over, they're going to have 9 games in for the season. We're halfway through June. That's a really good sign. That shows you Texas is really doing the right thing and getting a lot of games in.
Well, they've played the Texas Cup. They also played in that invitational tournament in Baton Rouge. And it's interesting because a player you know well because he was adjusted at camp, William Mussack, who's from Sidell, Louisiana, just outside of New Orleans, had been playing with Baton Rouge. He's been playing with North Texas, which is good. He's officially transferred over to North Texas, which is good because I know he's very dedicated. He is going to be heading, it sounds like, up to Racine. And he's really excited. Not only is he a good player, he brings a lot of passion to the game.
He's one of those guys, too, that's talking about going down to Australia for a season. That'll just make his game, dramatically improve.
Absolutely. Centering ball, 3 men there, almost taken as Cameron Brown got 2 hands of the footy. Picked that one up, and DC trying desperately to clear it, but Shotwell took him down, and they'll say play on. We hear a whistle. It's from the other field. Ibbs is in there. He goes A over proverbial T, and that one is taken up and cleared out by Edmonds. Edmonds, it's a one-on-one contest. Oh, good sliding mark. Unlisted there, number 54 for North Texas. 1-1 on the Watch AFL scoreboard. We're playing 2 20-minute halves, and we will tell you that may change during the course of the day. With a forecasted high of 95 degrees Fahrenheit, we might switch to 410s. But that might not happen until a little bit later on in the day. And as we said, we're expecting a thunderstorm to come passing through. Handballs in looking for Brett Stewart. Stewart is taken down. Ring around the collar and your whole wash clean. Remember those commercials? And it'll be a free kick. We hear the 5:15 to Atchison behind us. We're assuming. Left-footed kick. Shotwell going after the footy there. Picked up, and a good spoil by Howe off the foot of Mussack. As we see him in there, number 19, just talking about him. And stacks on the mill once again. A little bit of aggro twister, as our friend Bill Robert would say. And the ball is in the center half forward position in the orientation of the North Texas Devils. The 1-1 the score. We should mention, I don't think we have so far, in this Division II, 6 teams. There's 2 pools of 3. They'll play the 2 other teams in round robin play, and then they'll play a crossover match. The top teams in each group will play off in the grand final, which we'll have here for you on USAFL.com. A free kick has been awarded to William Mussack.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a hard tackle there. I'm not sure what they gave. But that was Jake Olner coming in on him. So right now I'm seeing like a lot of Americans on Americans. So it's good to see.
Great to see here. And remember, there's that 50-50 rule where at least half the players on the field must be American. A little bit short of his range on Mussack, even though he backed himself. Punched away by Camarena up the far side. And the ball still is in play and knocked forward again. That is Lashir who takes his, or rather that was Camarena. Again, looking over the top for McLean. Picked off by Ibbs. Ball goes to ground. That is, that's Duty again, number 5. McLean is 3. And the ball is now up on the wing position, but again, it's marked nicely. Some good defense being played here by the Devils. That's the one thing I'm noticing. It's just a matter of turning that into attack. And the ball goes into a contest and still in dispute. Gleason is there for North Texas, picked up by DC the other way. That one will go. It'll skip. It'll hop. And almost picked up and still staying with the footy. Couldn't get with it now. And just behind the legs there is Ibbs. Ibbs has two players in front of him. And the ball is still in play. And, in fact, it is going to come back, it looks like, for a free kick. I've been calling 20 as Ibbs, 17 is Ibbs, 17 is Ulner, 20 is Ibbs.
Yeah, you can tell this ground that we've got here is really good. You can play the ball pretty well. It's going to have a true bounce here. You don't have the issues you do on some fields. These fields that we've got here are really good.
And there is our first major score of the game, and it comes off the foot of, well, we'll catch that when it comes around. It may have been Lashir, but on the Watch AFL scoreboard, that's the first sausage roll of the game. It is the DC Eagles 1-1-7, North Texas 1 behind, and we have roughly about 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Yeah, this is a very nice ground. I meant to do a pitch report, I guess, almost like in cricket. But no, it seems really well. It's not too hard. It'll cushion you a little bit if you hit the ground. But it's perfect. It is definitely one of the best grounds we've played in. And credit to the people here at Lomel Park and Visit Olathe for hosting us. Oh, big bump in the middle of the ground. And both of them are going to want to exchange insurance information after that. And a nice mark defensively taken. And it looks like, again, that's James Duty. Duty has the football. Now looks up the right side, up that far wing. Ball goes to ground. And that is, pick that one up. There is Austin Thomas against Lashir there. Thomas has the footy. Had it, lost it, got it again. Now DC has it. Springs this one out. Over the top again goes Brown, but picked out of the back by the Devils and out to the near side. But there's Shotwell, who'll take an uncontested intercept mark. And a good idea there looking for McLean, although he did overcook the kick a little bit. And McLean stripped that one away, sends that one in for goal. It's fading right, and that one will bounce through. Or did that one just sneak inside? Yes, it did. Oh, what a goal there by Cody McLean. A little sidewinder round, and he got a room service bounce, and that is the second major score of the game. It's the first for McLean. They go to 2-13, does DC. North Texas, 1 behind. Yeah, it really did. And that's the thing. I think for as well as North Texas has been playing, I think the difference is DC's link-up play has been a lot better. You mentioned the distribution from Shotwell. The half forwards and the forwards, I think, are presenting a lot better. And when they're able to get those more spacious possessions that the Devils aren't getting in their inside 50. There again is McLean, who sends that one in. Digging in on his horse there is Person, and the ball will go out of bounds. There's a guy who, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't he on the International Cup that first time around as well?
No, he went down as an
umpire. That's right. Yeah, I know he was down there, and I keep forgetting that he umpired. Well, it's not that I keep forgetting because he's there all the time. Ball comes back into play once again. We are going to see him wearing the bright green of the umpires in a little bit. That one is picked up nicely at a very odd angle, but it did, in fact, sneak through for a behind Cameron Brown with a left-footed stab kick, and it is another behind. DC on the Watch AFL scoreboard, 2-2-14, 1 point, and only 1 point for North Texas. Probably about 2 minutes to go here. Brian Barish alongside Tom Ellis. Glad to have your company. 2023 USAFL Super Regionals and this fantastic tournament. We'll have 27 games here. It's the biggest one-day tournament that we've had in USAFL history. And, of course, we've got the Western Regionals coming up on July 15th out in Lake Stevens, Washington. Looking forward to that one. We'll be there for that. As here's a little chip kick over the top. And nice mark there by Sobel. They called play on. I think that was because Brown got a hand on it. Shotwell will watch his man there in Edmonds take the ball, or rather 54, who's unlisted. That might be that might be Henderson. I'm not sure. And here they come. They try to get away. Thrown down. Oh, they're calling for ball. That has to be, and it is. No. Yeah, a little bit too long there, and it'll be a free kick. Yeah, he was still had the footy, but he was down on his knees. So free kick to DC, back the other way.
Texas showing a little bit right there. I thought they were running out of steam a bit, so it's good to see that right here at the end of this one.
Mussack has the footy, and that halftime siren cannot come soon enough for them. I think they need it at this point to try and then regroup. I mean, they've played, like I said, they've played well, and like you said, they're playing well. It's definitely, they seem to be improving every time we come and see them. That one is off the foot there and there's that should be our siren, and it is, and that is halftime. Pretty entertaining first 20 minutes here on Field 1. Well, now they are coming off, it looks like. It is very strange. No, well, hang on a second. A free kick and a 50. Because they're moving the ball. No, it is a free kick. This is going to come after the siren, and that's it. All right, so now for real, it's done. Tim Dignas had it, but it was way short. So the score on the Watch AFL scoreboard is to the the DC Eagles 2-2-14. North Texas won behind. Some very quick thoughts from you, Tom Ellis.
Texas doing real well defensively. They're just on their outlets. They're just giving the ball right back to DC. DC set up really well out of the middle, and they're winning out of the middle pretty well.
Yeah, they are.
DC's control.
All right, well, we'll step aside and come right back with the second half of this one. You're watching the 2023 USAFL Super Regionals from Olathe, Kansas, here on USAFL.com. Back here at Lone Elm Park, here in Olathe, Kansas. Thanks to the good folks at Tasmanian and Visit Olathe. It's the 2023 USAFL Super Regionals. It's going to take a while to get over that. And we're underway here in the second half. DC now heading from left to right. They lead North Texas 14-1 on the Watch AFL scoreboard. Brian Barish and Tom Ellis here as the ball is once again tied up, and we'll have a ball up. If you're North Texas, Tommy, what are you telling your Chargers at halftime? Ball comes back in the middle of the ground here, and the 43 in there that you see is Thomas Clark, and he is bear hugged from behind. He'll get a free kick.
And they should have the wind a little bit to their back on this now.
Yeah, wind is starting to pick up. You can see the Tasmanian flags to our left, of course, as we mentioned. Tasmanian, our sponsor, major sponsor for the second year in a row. Great to have them on board. And, of course, I'm sure they're happy to see the North Texas Devils wear their colors as well. Over the top, Shotwell, Sobel is over there for North Texas. And Shotwell couldn't get the footy. Got it back again. Oh, good smother in there. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw in directly across from us. Again, 14-1. First of 3 games these teams will play on the course of the day. This is Pool A, and we'll check in a moment here. Or rather, I'm sorry, I think this is Pool B. No, it is Pool A. We'll figure it out. I should know this. As the ball comes back in the play here directly across from us, it'll be a free kick. We'll tell you all the teams that are here. This is, as we said, this is the only Division II game we'll have until the grand final. This is, in fact, Pool A. The Minnesota Freeze are the other team in Pool A. That'll be a big challenge and a nice mark. It did bounce off the man there in Matthew Gleason. So, yeah, Minnesota rounds out Pool A, and over in Pool B, it's Baltimore, Houston, and Des Moines. Some really intriguing matchups and good sides. Division II, a couple of D3 sides in there. I mentioned Des Moines. Of course, we have North Texas. Should be a good competition by the end of the day.
Main thing is just get games in.
Yeah.
We need the games. We don't play enough games in the U.S., so the more games, the better.
Absolutely. We see the Denver Bulldogs women getting ready for their game. We'll have all 3 of their matches here on USAFL.com today. Part of the 4-team women's division. That includes the New York Magpies, the Minnesota Freeze, and the Austin Crows. I don't know if they will be donning the Heat jumpers or if they will be wearing the Austin jumpers. We'll find that out. But it's good to see them get involved as well. We have a stoppage in play here, and I think I wonder if they're switching out the ball. Yeah. We'll have a new Sharon for you. New balls, please. I feel like we're watching cricket or tennis, something like that. Just a quick note while we have a moment here. If you're interested, if you're watching us for the first time and you're interested in giving us a follow, it's on USAFL.com. All the scores and news and updates. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/USAFL. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at USAFL1997. As we are underway, as we are here, I did start the clock. We're about 3 minutes into this second half, 2 20-minute halves here, and again a 13-point lead for DC on the Watch AFL scoreboard as the ball goes out of bounds over on the far wing, over in the intense side of the ground because there are people over there intense. That was a Scott Matheson lame joke. We'll blame him for that. Ball comes spinning back in the play. Miss Scooter. He used to love calling games with him. Lashier picks it up and bootlegs around. Now kicks that one over the top and finds a wide open Mo Howell. Howell stutters forward, bangs this one up high. Crash boom opera off the hands of Mason. And the ball comes to ground and picked up. And, there was teammates there fighting over the footy. And then Edmonds goes A over T backwards. And here's a nice little chip over the kick. Drop that one. Just got his foot to the ball. Picks it up. Did he get it? Yes, he did. It's a great goal there. And almost a great goal by Laskowski. But the 13 there, and we don't have a number for him, but he kicked a fantastic goal. He sure wasn't 3. It was 13. I was going to give that to Cody McLean again, but no matter how you slice it, it's another goal in the Watch AFL scoreboard to the DC Eagles, and they go up to 3-2-20. North Texas on 1 behind. A broken play there. It really kind of fell apart, but a good job by Laskowski and a good job by the forward there, and then make sure they got 6 points out of it.
Yeah, Texas is going to really kick themselves for that one. They had total control, and they just a real quick lapse. That's all it takes.
Out of the middle once again. Again, it's not forward, but not to advantage. As Shotwell has the footy. Handballs that one off to the near side through the wickets there of Sobel. And a big takedown. Ball squirts out like a rugby play. Chapman was taken down from behind. No call. Sends that one out to the near side. One-on-one contest. A great contest, but into the hands of Ibbs. Ibbs sends that one in to the top inside 50. And that one is dribbled. Played off the ground, and someone was taken off the ball there, and it will be a free kick for the Eagles dead in front. And here is the aforementioned unlisted number 13 who strides in and goes bang. I'd love to tell you who it is, but we might be able to find that out if they switch on the roster. Anyway, DC 4-2-26. Watch AFL scoreboard. North Texas 1 behind, 1 point only. Brian Barish alongside Tom Ellis and Craig, our cameraman, who knows all and sees all, among other things. And we're back in the middle again. Yeah, we'll just do a quick check of the roster here for you and see if that was added. We're going off of a printed sheet as opposed to the rosters which were updated online. As the ball back in the middle once again, and North Texas again with one, and here's Shotwell through the middle. Boy, I'm very impressed with how he's playing so far this morning, and as I say that, he turns the ball over, and it's picked off by Adrian Spear.
I'll take that. He's going right down the middle. He's putting the ball right into the goal square. Want to see that forward present a little bit better.
Little shovel pass, working the way around. Sends that one out to the near side, and it's going to drop in front. Over to get it was Kyle Bass, for another former Dingo. Here's Shotwell. D-shot works his way across, and that one spears that one ahead, but a good mark. And it's Laskowski once again.
Shotwell's distributing. He's got a lot of legs. He's one of the fitter players, and you see him starting to really come on. The guy's back, so he's kind of playing by himself back there.
Yeah. And up this big, you can afford to do that. Laskowski strides forward, kicks on the way. It stays left, starts left, stays left, and through for a behind. Or out on the full. Never mind. Just like 90% of my marriage, I was wrong. And we'll have a free kick from the back pocket. I mean, I'm being optimistic. I'm being optimistic, dude. Come on. You got to have a little bit. I'm an optimistic guy. You have to have a little bit of optimistic. Yeah. And you don't even know my wife. Ball comes in the middle of the ground. I think you met her once, something. I don't know. Yeah. All right.
The kid's running your life
Yeah, pretty much. This is Brown. Brown goes for goal, gets by the defense, goes across. It is still in play. One-on-one, however, a very smart play. I believe that is Spear who spears it to himself and picked up once again. A great job of staying with the footy. He is Aussie, so he knows what he's doing. And that one is cleared out the back. Up on the far side and through the hands. Now here's Howell. Howell stabs that one, and wide open is Ulner. Got to be smarter with the footy, and I think that may have been overturned there because the free kick came to either that or he turned the ball over. Didn't see it. But here is Howell who works the play in, and again they are misers here in this forward line. But listen, North Texas they are playing smart defensively. Unfortunately, some of those turnovers have been mitigating that, but they are playing overall. They're playing pretty decently. Chapman gets hold down, and Duty is there to do his due diligence and pick up the goodies. And that one is turned over again. It's Brown who spins right round like a record and sends this one into the top, but it goes sailing out of bounds. And I believe that will be a free kick from the back right pocket. Or perhaps not. We heard a whistle on the other side. We'll tell you. It is a ball, and the ball to go out of bounds. We'll tell you from this other side, it's kind of hard to pick up the whistles. And we, of course, as we mentioned, we have two other fields here. So if sometimes we don't believe the whistles that we hear. As the ball is still on that far side. And again, it looks like we're going to do back jack, do it again, as Steely Dan once sung. Yeah. Jerome in there on the inbound ruck for the Devs. And the ball isn't going anywhere. Umpire Jonathan Mills crosses his arms like the Monsignor. We'll have a ball up directly across from us here at the 2023 USAFL Super Regionals. Brian Barish alongside Tom Ellis here with you, thanks to our good friends Tasmanian, as well as Visit Olathe. And we'll talk about the ground a little bit more here in just a moment. The field is in great shape for the middle of June as the ball gets sent across, and that, again, couldn't handle it there. I think that was Ibbs. Yeah, it was. And Ibbs just got his foot to the ball. It's rolling, but it stopped nicely on the line by Spear. And a low tackle is going to be called. In fact, yeah, got him around the knees, and it will be a free kick, and North Texas dodges a bullet. Yeah. Yeah, and also credit to the half-forward line and these wings. I mean, there's only one player now, and now there's another player here for DC. There's only two players on their defensive half of the field. So DC and Nashville doing a really good job of hemming the ball in and really doing that. I mean, North Texas really hasn't shown any link-up play forward, so they can really afford to do that, and that's what's creating that extra pressure. Now in the middle of the ground, drops in front. There is Shotwell with another grab and trying to bull his way through his owner. Got his way through. They work it back. Oh, this is good handball back to Green. The kick didn't come off, though. It's a ski jump ball, and it's picked off again by Spear, who has been busy in the back line. Here is Spear with a big booming kick up that right wing. It'll roll. It'll skip. It'll hop. It'll be picked up. Long handball back. Here is 30, which is Alex Foster. Handballs it around, and it looks like another whistle at tackle without the ball and a free kick. DC once again. Get on the Watch AFL scoreboard as we have about 8 minutes to go in the ball game. It's the DC Eagles 4-2-26, North Texas 1 behind. Free kick, not a great one. I wouldn't say it was as ugly as my 12th grade Spanish teacher, but it was pretty darn close. As here comes back the other way now, drops in front. Again, that's Spear. Another possession for him. Check that. No, that's 20-something. It might be Jacobo, I believe, and that one is over the top. Yeah. It's more desperation than anything else, and that's the problem. You have to kick with purpose, and they're not doing that. Yep. Yeah, because if they mark it, then that territorial advantage goes to naught. Good chest mark taken in defense. They come out to the near side. 1-on-1 contest. Yeah, it was a push. That was absolutely a push in the back as Henderson is looking for the play. They're not going to get it. This is Shotwell who turns that one in, and the mark is taken, and they're ruining a non-call there, and the mark taken by Noah Barajas. Barajas goes into the middle of the ground. Overkicked everybody, however, but a good job of picking that one up by Brown. He's the that was a very nice strip, and it's a one-on-one contest. Oh, also, that was a very dangerous contest. There's Colonel Evan Ling out of the back, looks for not Person. That was Barajas once again. Shotwell looking for Barajas, who throws in a shepherd for nobody really. Ling, who's now gotten 2 involvements so quickly in this match towards the end. Foster couldn't get it, and picking one up and going back the other way is McLean. He goes up over the top again, looking for Howell. And that one comes into the middle of the ground. There's a nice hand pass over. Howell has it. Sends that one up the left side, and it drops in front. Over to get it again is Duty, and then pick that one up. And nice slalom move through the middle of the ground. He's got to get rid of it, and he finally does. Good job there, and a nice handball to Bass. I don't know who that was. We'll get his number in a minute, but it was a great job. Unfortunately, that has slowly collapsed like a flan in the cupboard. You're going to hear that a couple of times. Nice, almost taken over the top by Ibbs, but he stays with the footy, gets around the defender, and kicks a fantastic goal. And that may be all over Red Rover for the North Texas Devils. Watch AFL scoreboard. DC 5 goals to 32. North Texas stuck on 1 point, and now it just might be conditioning. DC looks a little bit the fitter side and a little bit more the cohesive side, and we see it right there.
Yeah, when you're playing desperate like that with Texas, it just takes DC's got good structure set up, so they're not having to run as hard as Texas is in the start.
And we also have to point out, we mentioned these Nashville guys, Brown, McLean, Duty, Camarena, Evan Ling now getting up, Mo Howe. They're very good players, and they played very well. They really went up. They combined with Chicago last year, went toe-to-toe with Austin, and really played fantastically last season. So they bring a lot of good play and a lot of skill to this side as well. They're going to be, I mentioned in my preview, they're going to be a very fun team to watch, and we may see them again this afternoon. This is Carter Barajas, who is taken down. We have Noah Barajas, 51, and Carter, 52. And that one is over in the pocket, and it is gone home. Woo! Now this is just party time right here. DC 6-2, 38. North Texas 1 behind. Almost 4 minutes to go, and now it's just a matter of percentage. And we must say, with this 3-team group, there is the possibility if all 3 teams tie, it comes down to points percentage, kind of like differential, except instead of points for minus points against, it's points for divided by points against. So the more points you score, if it comes to a situation where all 3 teams 1-1, is a good padding to have, because that's the way it'll come down. This is Tom Matthew, who we haven't called in a while, and finds a nice mark taken in there by Ibbs once again. Ibbs has, I believe he has 1 goal on the day. He'll be looking for his second. He sends that one towards the sticks. It'll have the carry, but it does not have the direction. In fact, he has missed the lot, and it has gone out on the full. Yeah.
So that's not a bad shot.
No.
About 35 probably by the time he strikes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been a pretty nice addition to them. I think this is his 3rd or 4th season for DC, and DC's been they've really improved. They're playing up in Division I on a regular basis. They had that great win in Division II in 2021 at Nationals, and they're just playing really good football right now and challenging the likes of New York. That one gets sent in, but it's intercepted once again by the man in Brent Edmonds, who's moved back. Time just ticking away here, as we said. DC should be home. 2.5 minutes to go. Edmonds told to play on. Does. The wing position. Ball goes to ground. Now put up in the middle. Who wants it? Everybody. Who's got it? Nobody, because McLean dropped it. And McLean has very much been a diehard midfielder for this DC Nashville side, and we'll have a free kick rather.
Yeah, I think they're just getting tired, so they're grabbing instead of playing the ball.
Yeah.
They just need to start playing the ball more. But that's just a part of when you get tired.
Got to be careful with that as Ling takes the mark in the middle of the ground. Got to be careful as well. We saw a woman in the Rose Stokely in the DC New York women's game last week. One of the New York players did just that, like grabbed her arm, and unfortunately dislocated Rose's elbow in the process. She is okay. There doesn't seem to be any major damage, and there is a chance we might see her play for the Freedom in the Parallel Cup in a couple of months. But still, you want to be very careful because that could be a very dangerous play when you're just grabbing. A 25-meter penalty has been assessed, so the free kick will move to the center of the ground here as we do a quick time check. Looks like 1 minute to go. And a nice mark over the top by James Duty, who's played very well. Shot well, might be best on ground for mine. Plays that one out of the back, and the mark is taken there by Brown, who also could be in the conversation. Left-footed kick, 2-on-2 contest over the top. Ibbs, oh, that might be a goal of the day.
He's played really well down in that forward line today, just being all over the ball, doing really well.
And all of his goals have been just really pretty and good individual efforts as well. 7th goal of the morning for the DC Eagles on the Watch AFL scoreboard. 7-2-44 to 1 point for North Texas, and a very gassed set of men in green and white jumpers. Listen, there are some good things you can take from this match if you're North Texas. They played very well. It's just a matter of sustained effort over 40 minutes.
Yeah, they're getting better every time. It's one of those things you're at that point in your development where you just got to stay at it, trust the process, and keep going.
Ball comes back in the middle once again, and that is it. It is over, and the DC Eagles have begun this Super Regionals with a resounding victory to the tune of 43 points on the Watch AFL scoreboard. The DC Eagles, 7 goals, 2 behinds, 44 points. North Texas, 1 behind. Good points from both sides. DC played well. We'll be interested to see how they go against Minnesota, but if you're DC, can't really be not too much to be unhappy about.
No, especially for the group that they don't know each other. They just rock up and start playing together. They played pretty well, so I think they'd be real happy with that result.
So as we said, both of these teams will be playing Minnesota a little bit later. We'll have the grand final in Division 2 a little bit later on for you. But until then, we thank you for joining us. Our thanks to Tom Ellis for the commentary and Craig on camera. And we hope you'll join us for more action here from the 2023 USAFL Super Regionals here from Olathe, Kansas. And again, our thanks to our sponsors, including Tasmanian and Visit Olathe. For everybody here, until next time, this is Brian Barish saying goodbye for now.